Imagine two people starting from the exact same point, same age, same salary, same city, and the same $50,000 sitting quietly in their bank account waiting for a decision that will shape the next 20 years of their life. This is not a story about luck. This is not a story about intelligence. This is a story about understanding the game most people think they understand but actually don't. Because the biggest financial mistake people make isn't choosing the wrong investment, it's choosing without understanding the full picture. Jake looks at his $50,000 and sees something real. He doesn't want numbers on a screen. He wants something physical. Something he can touch. Something he can drive past and point at and say, "That's mine." So he takes that $50,000 and uses it as a 20% down payment on a $250,000 rental property. It's a simple 3-bedroom house in a decent neighborhood. Nothing fancy but solid. He signs a 30-year mortgage at 7% interest. His monthly payment lands at about $1,330. He finds a tenant willing to pay $1,800 a month in rent. On paper, that's $470 a month in profit. And in that moment, Jake feels like he has figured out something most people haven't. He feels ahead. He feels smart. He feels like he's playing the game correctly. Marcus looks at the same $50,000 and feels none of that excitement. There's no emotional rush. No physical asset. No story to tell. He takes the entire amount and puts it into a total stock market index fund. No leverage. No tenants. No repairs. No midnight phone calls. He then sets up an automatic contribution of $300 every single month and moves on with his life. When people ask him what he's investing in, he simply says, "Index funds," and the conversation ends. Nobody leans in. Nobody is impressed. Nobody asks follow-up questions. And that right there is where most people make their decision. Not based on numbers. Not based on long-term outcomes. But based on how something feels in the moment. For the first few years, Jake feels like he's winning every single month. Rent hits his account like clockwork. He drives past the property and thinks, "I own that." He talks about it with confidence. He's building equity with every payment. He's claiming mortgage interest and depreciation on his taxes, reducing his taxable income. He watches the value of his property slowly increase. Everything about this investment feels real, tangible, and smart. Marcus, on the other hand, logs into his brokerage account maybe once every few months. He sees the number go up a little, then down a little, then up again. It feels slow. It feels boring. It feels like nothing meaningful is happening. There's no key in his pocket. No tenant calling him. No asset he can physically see or show off. Just numbers on a screen quietly moving. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Feelings don't matter. Math does. And math tells a very different story. By the end of year 3, Jake has collected roughly $64,800 in rent. His mortgage payments total around $47,880. That leaves $16,920 in what looks like profit. But that number is misleading because it ignores reality.